ربك.
Available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 11836 MHz, polarity
And coming to you almost live from somewhere that I am assuming in California, but not our normal spot, we've got your favorite guy here, Sheikh Yusuf Estes.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I pushed the wrong buttons, but yeah, I'm here somewhere. Where am I? And if I push the right button, you'll be looking right at me. Oh, wait a minute. Wow, I'm way down here. Yeah, move the camera, move the camera. All right, here we go. There. Hell, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum. Who else do we have with us today? I think we have Richard Kiefer. Let's bring him out here. Brother Richard, where are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum from balmy Michigan.
Ah, okay. Where in Michigan?
Balmy.
Balmy?
Balmy. As the weather is balmy.
You got hit with a bomb?
Yeah, we got hit with like 60-degree weather and a beautiful sunny day here in Michigan.
Balmy. Got it. Balmy weather.
Yes.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Balmy weather. No, that's not right.
Balmy. Yes. No, it was beautiful today here. Alhamdulillah. It was beautiful. Shorts, t-shirt. It felt great. It felt great.
All right.
So, yeah, we're doing well here. And I'm looking for where's my sticker? Here, where's my sticker? I had it up here. Yeah, maybe not. Where did I? Yes, there's my sticker. Ooh.
Oh, you got your first shot today. The second shot. You got the second one.
I have two now.
All right.
I got my second one on Friday.
All right.
So I'm COVIDized.
Well, somebody's made a noise and that switched over to them. So guess what? I forgot to tell you guys. Anytime you say anything or do anything, it will make a sound. Then it will go over onto you guys. All right. So just so you know, that's why we use the mute button, so that in case that you want to make a noise, it won't switch off of the person that's speaking to you. Anyway. So let me introduce my last guest, and I saved the best for last. Can I really say that? That's not right. That makes it look like no. Let's bring her out right now. We have Dr. Sister Emily, and she's right here with us right now, and I'm going to bring her out. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Don't you look nice all wrapped up like that? Is it really cold where you are?
No, that was when it was about 40 below here in Iowa. But yesterday we had a really beautiful day up in the 50s, and then today it was a little rainy. But you know what they say about Iowa?
What do they say about Iowa?
75% vowels, 100% awesome.
Wait a minute. 75, wait a minute. Run that by me again. What's the percentage?
75% vowels, 100% awesome. IOWA.
You guys are too much. MashaAllah. So we have Dr. Emily with us. So if anybody would like to make a phone call, give us a call right now. And Dr. Emily can answer questions about anything related to, now listen to this, get ready, anything to your psyche, anything for your, like, how you feel, what you're thinking, that's her speciality. And
I'm also studying some other stuff, so.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
I got my book right here so I can look anything up.
No, you don't have any time to look it up. I mean, we have to do stuff on the fly, like.
Okay.
You don't aim, you just shoot. All right. Okay, now let's see what, I'm going to go back to Sister Kim. Sister Kim, are you still with us?
I am still here.
Yeah, I like that introduction, somewhere without any, coming to you from where? I mean,
Well, I had to make a guess because you don't look like you're in your regular studio.
You are right.
Yeah.
You are right. This is not green screen. Actually, this right here is not green screen either. That is talking about, let me see if I can put this up there without falling down here. The camera is going, and that's Guide Us TV's Halal Box. Have you heard about the Halal Box?
I have heard about the Halal Box, and it sounds wonderful.
Halal TV for me, yay! So this is the Halal, and the beautiful part about our broadcasting is that you can sit your children down in front of it, and they can watch, and you don't have to worry about, is this content approved for this age group or that age group? Also, you can have your relatives, maybe they're not even Muslim or don't follow Islam or whatever, and you would like to have them sit down, and you don't have to worry it's going to be about this group or that group or some political organization. And what the other thing you don't have to worry about is advertising. Right in the middle of a video I was watching today, I saw 2 really long ads. And the ads were so high quality, it made the video look bad. And it was on YouTube. And I thought, oh no, please. And it was, somebody's talking in the middle of a set. It just freezes and then it goes over to the ad. And so, yeah. So you don't have to worry about ads or spam or somebody getting your credentials or using your email, because guess what? You don't have to use your email to get it. Yeah, that's right. Listen to how simple it is to get Halal TV. There are 2 ways that you can get it. One is right now, free, right now. No worries, no nothing. You just get it. You don't have to donate anything. You don't have to do anything. It's called guideus.app. App. Guideus.app. Simple as that. If you have your phone out, you can switch it onto your phone and just get in the browser thing, for the internet, whatever, and guideus.app, and you can be watching us 24 hours a day, free, no ads, no worries, no concerns, just Quran and Sunnah, and a few jokes here and there that are kind of, corny, but nothing bad. Okay? How's that sound? If I stop right there, would you be happy?
I'd be happy, but I always have Guide Us TV on.
Well, we've got something even more amazing. And that is the Halal Box itself. Now, this is what this thing here is for. If you look on it, you can see that this is showing you different kinds of programs that we have. We have the news, weather, sports, and other television programs. So if maybe you'd like to watch Peace TV, but maybe you'd like to watch it in Bengali language, or maybe you'd like to watch Peace TV in Chinese, or maybe you'd like to watch the broadcast that they do in the Pakistani language of Urdu, or maybe you'd like to watch it in English. All of these channels are there for you. All of the Peace TV channels are there. Oh, but that's not all. What if you like Dr. Muhammad Salah and you just love Huda TV and you say, well, we can't get it here? Well, guess what? Now you can. The Guidus TV box has Huda TV, all of the Peace TVs, and of course, Guidus TV. And if I stopped right there, would that be enough?
Yes. Where can I get it?
All right. So I'm not going to stop there, though. I'm going to tell you that we have the whole entire area of the Kaaba and the Haram, so that a Muslim can watch that 24 hours a day and enjoy the recitation of beautiful reciters of the Quran, and see the Kaaba, see the Haram, and see the giant clock that's there, if you like to watch clocks. Anyway, all of that is on the Mecca channel. Then, if you would like to see Medina, we have another channel broadcasting live from Medina 24 hours a day. You can see Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque. Yeah, that's all there too. And if I stop now, I think that would be enough, right?
Well, that would take me through an entire year just flipping channels.
Yeah, well, guess what? You better get your flipper ready, because we also have 10 sports channels. Sports in different languages, maybe French, maybe English, maybe several in the Arabic language. But, you know, it doesn't matter the language, because you're just watching somebody kicking a ball that way, and then kicking it about that way, and somebody in a different colored uniform kicking it the other way. And that's pretty much what football's all about. Anyway, so you can tell I'm not much of a football player. Anyway, so that's there. You got 10, actually 11 sports channels. There's an 11th one that we have, but it's not on all the time. And now, if I stop there, that would be enough, right? But guess what? Still more. Yes, yes. We have parts of Africa represented, and scholars in the different African languages that are giving programs. And, wait a minute, and then in the Arabic language, especially the northern part of Africa, the dialects are a little bit different. If you'd like to enjoy the Egyptian, no problem. If maybe you'd like to listen to the Moroccan, no problem. We have several channels for the Moroccan broadcasting. And let's don't forget what we have in Indonesia, and we have in Asia, and we have so many channels. And all of these channels, you can get this box and then plug it into your TV. All the plugs, all the wires, and the remote, and everything except the batteries. The batteries for the remote, you got to come up with yourself. Plug it into the wall. If you have electricity and you have the internet, you've got Halal TV with this box. How about that?
MashaAllah.
Yeah. Now, for this one, we are asking people, if you can, please sponsor programs, sponsor what we're doing in the broadcasting. Do whatever you can on a monthly basis. And it's not just a one-time thing. This is every month. So if you can do, let's say you want to do $100 a month, that's great. If you want to do $50 a month, that's great, because we're not setting a limit on you that you have to do this much or that much. But you should do something. Otherwise, if you said, well, we really don't have money right now, okay, go back to the first thing I told you about. You can watch Guidus TV for free. But we have a cost on this other channel, so if you don't mind to help us out a little bit there, you do something, even if it's only $30 a month, $25 a month. Do something and help us get it out. The other thing you can do, if you're not able to do very much per month, but you can every month get other people to sign up and get the box. We have close to 1,000 boxes right now, and when they're gone, I don't know if we're going to order any more or not. So that's the only catch there. Yeah, we ran out. We started this a few years ago, and it was very expensive. So we ordered 1,000 boxes, and now we still have some left. And if you get on the ball right now, you can order these channels. You can watch this at home, and these channels were selected by our team. Some of the channels are, just regular broadcasting in different languages. There's news, there's sports, there's weather in different parts of the world. And I think it's great. I have it at my house, and we'd watch it as well. Of course, we should be watching Gaddis TV, right? But we'd watch the other channels too. So that's...
What would you estimate? Is that about 30 channels or so?
It's this varies whenever I can get the different channels to increase with us. So we went from one channel, ours, to 3 channels, which was Medina and Mecca. So we had 3 channels for several years ago. And then we started adding more and more and more and more. And now, when we hooked up with a brother in Ohio, he fixed us up with this. And we have the capacity to put 500 channels on it. But not all of those are up to the standard that we want to be calling this a halal channel. So,
well, that's just a good thing to know because, there are other live streaming services out there, and I'm not going to name names, but they average about $30, $35 a month for live streaming. Some of them go up to $50. So if you're going to be spending that on live streaming anyway, why not make a difference and get the halal box, have content that you don't have to monitor in your home, and also, help a great cause with Gaddis TV.
I think that's enough for promotion of that. I didn't want to get off onto this. I took this liberty, and we're 17 minutes into our broadcast, and we're still not doing anything other than promoting one of our deals. But before I leave, I will tell you that we do have 4,206 websites. 4,202. I think that's the number I saw last. Yeah. And these websites are something that we're going to be opening up to let other organizations come in and work with us so that we can combine efforts in like-minded programs. And one of them, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, is a child's program channel, a whole channel that we're bringing on, and you'll be able to watch. And that's going to be something else that we're going to be telling you about when that comes. But that is one of the top children's programs for Muslims in the world. And it's in English. Yay! They have Arabic, but they translate it right away for the kids so that they'll know. Yeah. All right. Now, enough of all of this promo stuff. Even though it's not really an ad for money, it's still an ad. So I think we better get back to work. Okay? Everybody with me on that?
Yep.
All right. Sister Emily she's ready. Okay. Well, let's start with Sister Emily tonight. Sister, I have something I would like to talk to you about. And we had a brother who called in yesterday. His name is Mohammed. He's in Chicago. He's probably watching right now. So if you are a brother, Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah.
I have to stop you right there. I watched the entire thing. Tears were streaming down my face the entire time.
Oh, mashallah. So you're like me. You were hearing this beautiful story. He was accepted Islam at 15 years old. And his parents were Christian, but they didn't really follow it. And so he got really involved. And now he's in the latter part of his life. And he is frozen from right about here all the way down to his toes. So he can move his hands a little bit, but his his head, maybe he can move like this, but otherwise he's paralyzed. And his attitude is like somebody that just wound up at Disneyland and has a free pass to go anywhere they want to go. And he's so amazing that I felt shy that all day today I've been looking around and seeing am I appreciating what Allah has given me enough? Am I?
Me too.
MashaAllah. Well, sister, though, I would like for us to talk about a little bit, without going into details, of course, but what is your attitude before Islam, and now what's happened to you, and what is your attitude about that, in a nutshell?
You mean when I became ill, or
whatever you want to talk about? Talk about.
You know, I guess. Well, the thing is, like, I was watching something today about someone converting later in life. Well, not later in life, around in their midlife, and saying that they felt like they were always a Muslim, but they never acknowledged it. And I found that interesting. And so I started thinking, geez, when did I really start being, feeling this way? And I just started thinking, I don't know if you guys got my email, but I've never felt like part of a community, like even in high school or anything like that. I just was, pretty isolated, and even through college and med school, I didn't really fit in. And then, I don't know, like, just even the past few weeks, I've been feeling like more of a community. And so, and I've been practicing Islam on my own for 3 years. And I don't know if that's even, I might just be rambling, but I feel like connecting again with Guidus TV and with all of you has just been like one of the best things that's happened in my life.
Well, I'm very proud of you for a lot of things, and not the least of which that you keep sticking Guidus TV in there when you're talking. But seriously, when you first talked to us, I was impressed because of your knowledge and what your aspirations are. And then when I heard you tell the story about your health, I was double amazed. I said, this is an amazing person. And that's why I was thinking about you so much yesterday with the program. I didn't realize you were watching, but...
well, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, so my backstory is after... I'm a psychiatry resident. Unfortunately, I'm in a situation where I have 11 months left to go, and I'm trying to get into a different residency because of things that happened at the last one due to my health. At the very end of my intern year, I was diagnosed with brain cancer, and so I ended up, getting the surgery and everything, and I have this issue called this expressive aphasia, where sometimes I stutter my words. I have a hard time finding them. You'll hear it every once in a while, but when I woke up from surgery, I couldn't speak at all. I could think, but I couldn't get my words out. I was paralyzed on my right side of my body, but when I heard the possibility of me going to inpatient rehab to relearn how to use the right side of my body, I became so determined that I didn't want to do that I worked really hard and was able to be wheeled down to my mom's car and walk out of the hospital. So, I went through proton radiation and chemo, and then things just kind of happened one after the other, and it was kind of a whirlwind. But along the way, I met a guy from Morocco, and his family, actually, I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days. His family, I remember first time I met them, I didn't even know that his little brother was an English major and he could speak English until the last night I was there. And he started talking to me about, Islam and Christianity, and he said, why would God send his son to die? How could you kill it? How could God die if he's God? It didn't make any sense. And then I'm sitting there thinking, this is exactly what I've been questioning, but I didn't know how to put it into words. And so I don't know, like that brings me back to the same thing. I feel like I've always been questioning, but never really had the courage to think about it,
So where were you at? You were a Christian before?
Yeah, I was a Lutheran. I was baptized into a Lutheran church. Yep.
Okay. A very conservative one, or like a Wisconsin Synod, or?
No,
Or LCA?
ALCA.
Okay.
So American, I don't remember what it is.
Lutheran Church of America, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I can't remember because I don't but ELCA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Evangelical Lutheran.
We're not like they're not the quote evangelicals that you think about when.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I went to Sunday school all throughout my life, but I was never confirmed. I don't know, like my life since, I can't even describe what my life was like before Islam, because I've got kind of a patchy memory, but I think it's, things that I don't want to remember,
How has your family been supportive of your new faith?
No. I just after
understand that.
Yeah, I think that's the majority of. Unfortunately, that seems to be the story I'm hearing from converts, reverts. But I think the when I first told my mom, and I had to tell her because my husband and I are almost divorced, but he the reason I'm up in Iowa is because I was living down in St. Louis for probably 8 years, and he kicked me out of our apartment, and and so she took me in graciously, but I had been practicing for 2 years by then, and it was coming up to Ramadan, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I've been praying in my closet for a couple months now, and I need to just come clean because she's not going to understand. She's not going to know why I'm not eating, why I'm not drinking. So I sat her down and I said, this is what's going on. And she just started crying. And she said, I failed you. I failed you. And I said, no, you haven't. You don't, it's not, I just couldn't, she just wouldn't listen to reason. I couldn't get through to her. And now every time I try to bring it up, she changes the subject, or she just says, I believe in the triune God. And I don't know. It's frustrating, but I think Sister Kim said the other night that I think it's your dad. If you don't talk about it, it's okay.
Right.
Yeah. But so one of the first things that when I'm thinking about Dawa, I'm thinking about, okay, so I don't know if I even know enough to try to bring someone to Islam, not even to try to guide them. Only Allah can guide.
Well,
right?
whenever, you know what, we got to take a break, but when we come back, I think that a good idea for us, you brought up a subject now, and I think this is what we need to talk about. So although I'm sure that a lot of folks were like, what the heck are you guys talking about, all this, But when we come back from the break, let's talk about what dawah really is. What is the responsibility incumbent on all of us, each of us, and what role are we supposed to play? And then more important, how do we do it? And how can we do that? All right, let's do that. Okay, guys? And so we're going to take this short break. Sister Kim, if you don't mind to set this up for everybody, tell them what's going on.
Okay, after this short break, we'll be back. But in the meantime, you got to stay tuned and stay guided with Guide Us TV.
Can you imagine? It's our 10th anniversary. Guide Us TV on the air for 10 years already. Wow. And we want to keep going and growing. And how you can do that? Join us. Be part of what we are doing with Recite on TV, Bridge to Faith, Simple Reminders with Abu Hafsa, all of these great programs and more coming to you 24 hours a day. No commercials, no advertising, just pure Islam with Quran every hour, with reminders throughout the day what the Hadith teaches. These programs are the only collection coming to us here in America from America, and you can be part of it. Guide US TV. Keep it on. Keep it going. Keep it growing. Stay guided with Guide Us TV.
And we're back with Sister Emily, Brother Richard, and of course, Sheikh Yusuf Estes.
Well, thank you. At least I got known somewhere. I got mentioned in there. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I really am having a great time tonight because I'm listening to you guys chatting and visiting about this. I would like to take some of the questions that some folks have got right now, and I've been alerted to this. I would like to start out by asking Sister Kim, what has happened to you since you made your Shahada? I think it's been like 3-4 years ago, is that right?
4 years.
4 years. Wow. So if anybody was looking like through a crystal ball at you and seeing you going around now, comparing it to how you were living before, what differences would they see, if any?
Well, I think the biggest internal difference for me is I have really learned to appreciate the world around me. You know, I used to walk around and just take everything for granted. But now that I know that it's a gift of Allah, you know, I appreciate it a lot more. Everything from the trees to the rocks to the community to the blessings that come to us every day, I'm just much more appreciative for it. On the outside, I think one of the big things that people would notice were different about me is I'm a lot more comfortable being alone, because I know that I'm not ever truly alone. And I've always got Allah with me. And if I need to talk to someone, I can talk to him. And I've spent the first, 43 years of my life with either family or a boyfriend, because I hadn't reverted yet, or a husband. And now that I'm on my own, it took me a little while, and I believe it also took my conversion to Islam for me to appreciate, what you can accomplish spiritually when you don't have anybody else around you. And it's helped me really come to terms with myself, and it's just a beautiful thing.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Well, let's switch over to Richard now, and I'm going to ask you, Richard, the same question. If somebody right now would observe you and think, okay, look at, since he's converted, what's been going on with his life? What outside, not somebody from Islam?
Well, in many respects, after 43 years in Christian ministry, I've heard back from some pretty negative, and a lot of people have just disconnected. You know, I've not heard negative things. They just kind of gone away. I see that particularly on social media. They're just not around. So that happened, but you know that doesn't bother me. That's okay. I think the positive thing that's happened to me and my wife, she testifies to the fact. She says, "I have never seen." We've been married 50. This will be 54 years this summer, and she says, "I have never seen you at peace like you are now."
Okay.
And that's just the concept of, you know, when things are going crazy and the world's upside down, it's time for Salah, and you bow before Almighty God, and knowing that everything's in His hands, in His control, and there is peace in the Salah. There is peace in reading Quran. It's been interesting during COVID. You know, we've been isolated from being in the masjid and being with a lot of people and friends. And at first it bothered me, but now I'm kind of like with Sister Kim. I'm kind of getting used to this being alone thing, and it's not all bad. Times of just dealing with my own self and my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and learning more about Him and seeing what He can do in my life. So
MashaAllah.
Yeah, it's been very, very good, and it's been painful at times because of relationships and being on that island in the middle and not being totally welcome. I don't want to say welcome, but included in the culture of a new deen, and with people from different cultures. But it's been okay. This COVID thing has really taught me. Yeah, it's just you and Allah, and that works.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Okay, now I think it's a good chance for us to ask Sister Emily how she would feel, how someone would feel who would look at her life before, maybe, and this is not a Muslim person, but looking at her life before, but if there are any changes, what would be the changes that they would observe, Sister?
Oh man. Well, you know, I'll admit, in college and in med school, I was a huge drinker. Okay, I mean, my favorite thing was whiskey, and you know, when my husband first left, and I told you I didn't convert until like we were already in the talks about divorce and all that. And I didn't do it for him, I did it for myself. But when he first, he left when I was up at my mom's house, I came home and everything was gone. I got a bottle of whiskey and I drank myself to the bottom. I was drinking I day drank. And this is not something I used to do, right? And that was the last time I drank. And that was about a couple months before I converted. And every night after that, I'm remembering as I'm thinking through these days, like how much different, because that Thanksgiving, I didn't want any alcohol. I said, no, I don't want any. And it wasn't because of hitting that rock bottom. It was because I just knew that something was different, you know? And I think what most people would notice about me is that I am a lot more patient now than I was. I remember I just talked to somebody that was one of my co-residents that was a couple of years ahead of me, and just talking about how bossy I was, because I ended up being intern of the year because I was so bossy and needed it to be just right, and I considered that being assertive, but that person really recognized in me this total different change in being so much more patient, so much more just different. And the thing is, like, I love psychiatry because I get to know my patients not just as patients in a psych hospital, but as people. And that's why I want to do inpatient psychiatry, because I get that time. But I held my other residents, my co-residents, my med students to a higher standard. But I had the compassion for the patients and for the nurses, because they backed me up and we were more of the community. But I really didn't have that for my coworkers. And that's what got me into a lot of spirited debates.
So I think that what we're listening to, each one of you has had a little bit different experience. Let's say it like that. And something that you featured, I heard Richard talking about feeling peaceful, and you were saying you were feeling patient. And Sister Kim, what would the single word to describe what you were feeling or what you feel now? Different than what before you came to Islam. What would somebody observe?
Self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient. Yeah, you mentioned. I heard you mention something about you didn't feel a problem about being alone.
Right. Because I always know Allah is with me.
So there was a dependency then, feeling like you need that.
I felt very dependent on others.
I heard two voices at the same time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I used to feel very dependent on others. There was always somebody with me. And so now, I've become a lot more comfortable in being alone. Because I know that I'm not ever alone. I've always got Allah.
Well, I think that I need to question myself now, and this is real hard for me to be objective about me. Okay, you guys seem to be able to control that real well. But in my own case, I always want to look at myself as I was always okay, no problems, So, but I have to admit something, that there really were problems in my life, and I just didn't deal with them. And I would ignore them and say, everything's okay, everything's fine, everything's cheerful, yay, have fun, I'm great, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. And when I came into Islam, the very first thing, now we're talking about split second, not I didn't even get up off the ground. I had my head on the ground, I asked God, guide me. And when I was raising my head up, I already knew. And I opened my eyes and I look around, everything was exactly the same as it had been on the outside. But I recognized on the inside that if I was really going to make a difference in my life, I've got to change the way that I treat myself and the way I treat others.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing for me, and I can't believe I'm even saying this right now, because I keep that to myself. I don't really like to talk about it because it's admitting I was wrong, really wrong. And I still want to be cheerful. I want to be positive in many ways. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I want to be realistic about everything and not expect others to live up to these standards that I have set that I can't even reach. And I expect them to reach that. And okay, that's enough about me.
I just wanted to say something that I identify with Sister Kim about, that in my entire life, and this is the first time in my life that I have gotten to the point where, you know, the divorce is getting settled and I'm fine with that. I'm over it, you know, like we weren't a good match. That's fine, you know. But my entire life up until this point, I have been defined by, you know, either being in a relationship or being, you know, being with someone and not, you know, not being alone, right? But, and the thing is that, you know, the cancer kind of trained me for this COVID thing because, you know, now I can't go outside. You know, I think of all those months and years that I spent not even thinking, but at the same time, it's like now I feel this, like I'm not alone. And, you know, my grandma, she had this saying, and I never met her, but she said, you're never alone. No, not ever.
You know, I think you have opened up a side of me that I'd like to maybe kind of deal with right now. And that is that when you're talking about this, I can identify with that a lot, because that is something that I would like to ignore throughout my life. I could be alone. Okay, I'm okay. I don't need anybody. But I need somebody. I don't need an audience. That was one of the things that I realized when I came to Islam. I don't need an audience. I don't have to be showman of the year, because prior to that, I spent almost 50 years, okay, in front of people. And my dad put me, when I was 4 years old, he put me out in front of people talking and doing things, and I carried that forward with me all my life. So I really don't have a problem in being in front of a crowd. I don't, as long as they're the audience and I'm the speaker, or on the stage with speakers or something like this, or doing a play or doing whatever, as long as they're at a distance. But actually having people come to me and shake my hand and be friendly with me, I've always been stiff about that, you know? Like if somebody said, oh, I want your autograph, I used to be like, oh, okay, no problem. But the reverse is true now, because I'm seeing me and I'm saying, no, I'm not anybody special. I used to think I was, but I'm not. And now I have a friend of mine called me today, and I like to make dua for him and his family so much, and I haven't seen them in a couple of years, especially now with the COVID virus thing. But we stay in touch. And I was so surprised that he was telling me that he was happy that he has me as one of the celebrities. And I was like, no, I'm not a celebrity. We had somebody call in just now, and I want to open up the phone so we can take the calls. Anybody wanted to call? Somebody in a 201 area code, or I don't know, but that's what the phone number says here. Abdurrahman. That's the name of the person who, Muhammad Abdurrahman is the one who gave me Shahada, by the way. But he passed away, Rahim Allah, and we make big dua for him. I think one of the other things, Sister Emily, is that I do feel like I can handle death better now than I could when I was not a Muslim, because I would really like to just shut it out of my mind. Like, okay, that person never really existed. That person really wasn't important, or, you know, but I always worried about my mother, but even when I was a little kid and through my whole life, that I felt close to my mother so much that I had to move out to get away, because I said if she died, I would be crushed. I would be so, but alhamdulillah, I came to Islam, and it was a good 10 years later before she passed away. And I was very able to deal with it. I was able to go back to Houston, Texas, and be with my sisters. And I didn't go to the funeral because they wanted to, what do they call it? That's, again, the brain freeze. What do you call it? Brain fog?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call it when they put you they put somebody in, they burn them up? Sorry.
Oh, cremation.
Huh?
Cremation.
Cremation. Yes, cremation. I didn't want to be there for that. But, yeah. And my father passed away a few years after that, and I was okay with it. But I had always had this problem because I know that people are exactly who they really are in the next life. And if they were good, and only Allah knows that, so alhamdulillah. Oh, we're supposed to be talking about dawah, and we've only got 8 minutes left. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. First of all, the word dawah, who knows what it means in Arabic from the word? Who knows? Somebody tell me.
I'll be the first to say I don't know for sure.
Okay, take a guess.
Spreading the word?
You're not wrong. You're not
okay.
wrong. Richard, what would you say to that?
I'm scrambling for a nice definition here. I've got a couple papers on dawah, and it's to me it's triggered off of a hadith that actually more of the Quran verse that says, invite all to the way of your Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching.
All right. I take that. Thank you for that. That's good. I'm going to get back to that. That's Sister Kim, what do you have on that?
I was going to say the same thing as Dr. Emily. I'm afraid I don't know the actual interpretation of it.
Okay, the actual word in Arabic, none of you were wrong. You're okay. You got the essence. But the word itself, I want to do etymology of a word, okay? And the word itself, da'wah, is related to another word in Arabic. Who knows what that is? It's related to another word that we use all the time.
Dua.
Ah, you got it. All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, all right. You guys are doing great. Richard, you're still looking it up, huh?
I'm looking. I hadn't even thought about it for a while, but I am mindful of the hadith that the beauty of sharing your faith with someone, and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ says, if Allah will guide through you one person to Islam, it is better than the wealth of this dunya. And just the opportunity just to share and invite. We don't, force people, but we have a chance to invite.
Well, yeah, again, you're not wrong. That is exactly what we're supposed to do. But I was just talking about the word itself. The word dua and the word da'wah are coming from the same source. Who knows why? What's the similarity between the word dua? Everybody tell me what's dua. What is dua?
Supplication?
Prayer.
Supplication.
Supplication. Is that what you said, sister?
Yeah.
All right. Supplication. Sister Emily said that. Okay. Not wrong. Not wrong. Let's see. Sister Kim, what do you got on that?
I said prayer.
Oh, prayer. All right. Richard, what do you got for me on that one?
When I think of dawa, it's just not dawa, but dua is when I go and not a regular part of my formal salah, but
hold
the time
on.
where
I'm going to interrupt you here. No, I have to interrupt you. You know why? Because you were a minister, a pastor, a leader in the faith of Christianity in the church 43 years, telling people to do what? Pray, right?
Pray, yeah.
So there is a connection between the word pray and the word of doing what? Inviting. What is it that you could make a case out of this? Invitation and pray together. What would you say?
I'm kind of the supplication kind of thing too, right?
3 letters. Ask.
Ask.
Ask. Does that work for you, sister?
Yeah, I expand.
All right.
Expand on that.
All right. Well,
what do you mean
I think that you guys right now, I think that you have finally hit on what we're talking about here, because asking is one thing, but on another level, I want to take it up a notch to get a better understanding of how it's to be used here. So asking is not wrong, because you're asking God and you're asking the people. But actually, this is a more emphatic form of asking, and it's called what? And I used the word in a sentence just now when I asked the question. It's called what? Anybody?
I blame aphasia. I blame my cancers.
All right. Call. Because when you go into court, you petition and you ask the judge, you say, I pray that you will do so and so and so, right? I ask the court we pray the court will find the pleadings here, blah, blah, blah. Yes or no?
Yeah.
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 And that pray means to call. So that's what prayer means in English, a call, an asking with an emphasis on it. We're pleading, we're asking. So whenever you're inviting, that is the word that we want to use there, invitation to Islam. So you're inviting the people, but you're basically making it like, please, come on, God, come on, I'm inviting you to a wedding, I'm inviting you to a feast, I'm inviting you to a way of life. And that is the word dawah. And du'a, they both have a hiccup in the middle. Du'a and dawah, du'a. Now you can see how they are really related. And guess what? We ran out of time, so we'll pick it up tomorrow. Everybody ready for tomorrow?
Everybody? You got the doctors tomorrow.
Huh?
You got the doctors tomorrow.
No. What is...
I thought that was Tuesday.
It's Monday and Tuesday.
Is today Sunday?
Today's Sunday.
Oh, no! Doctors are tomorrow. Okay, anybody with a doctor's license can be on with us.
Well, I'm not licensed, but I've got a degree.
Well, I don't know then. Maybe you can
I'm working on it.
Good enough. All right, Sister Kim, you're on. Tell everybody what to do right now.
Well, I'm going to ask everybody to help me when I say stay guided with...
Guide Us TV. Can you imagine it's our 10th anniversary? Guide Us TV on...
ثم دمرنا الآخرين